Hello, my name is Soham. I'm from Team Kings United and our project is a robotic arm with sensors. The main problem we came across from our stakeholder is the improper disposal of plastic waste. The major problem from this is it leads to soil, air and water pollution. It also affects the wildlife and also causes greenhouse effect. The general solution for this problem is to recycle the waste materials, but even in recycling, the dry and the wet waste particles have to be separated. So we came up with an idea of a robotic arm with sensors separate which will separate the dry and the wet waste. As I said, our product is a robotic arm with sensors. The customers will be most benefited from it as the work can be done much faster and also it will be more precise. The way this machine works is that we store data on the dry and the wet waste and we train the machine. Based on this data, the machine predicts which is the dry and which is the wet waste. To minimize human interference, we have come up with this idea. The way it works is it has a sensor which will detect the solid waste particles and the robotic arm grabs the waste, and based on our data it will predict whether it is a dry or a wet waste and it will place it in one of the two bins. In the target market, our main customers or the end users are the people who work in the recycling industry, plastic industry, metal and mineral industry, paper wood industry and also the food industry. Among all these, the recycling industry has the highest shares in the market. This graph shows that in the upcoming years the demand for robotic arm will be more as people want a robot to do the work which can be much easier for them. In our business module, the key partners are the people who work in the recycling industry, plastic industry, metal and mineral industry, wood industry and food industry. And for this timing, in this period, it has come to mind that in this period we have come to know that the waste generated now is much more when compared to the previous years, and the people are not ready to separate the dry and the wet waste. So with this idea, the robot will separate the dry and the wet waste, and also it will be much faster and more precise. In the competitive landscape, our idea will be most benefited to those customers who work in the recycling industry, as our project has a robotic arm whose work is much similar to that of the human hand. It grabs the waste, it detects whether it is solid or wet, it is solid, dry or wet waste, and it is placed in one of the two dustbins. Now the comparison between our model and the other competitors are our model will handle the tasks which are more dangerous or boring, whereas humans are not ready to do that. And also our model will be more precise and also efficient. Now in our team we have myself, we have Apeksha, Akshay, Pooja and Aman. We have divided the work equally to come up with this project. Now in our current traction, we have gathered information on the quality of the waste and the quantity that is generated in this year. Also, we have referred various research papers on our robotic arm, and also we have gathered information about the materials which are required for the robotic arm. Now, for a future roadmap, we will be in touch with 2 or more technical experts in the next month so that they can help us with our model. Also, within 3 or 4 months, we will make the prototype and test it with our stakeholders. And hopefully, within this year, we'll be able to distribute it in the markets. Thank you.